Day 4 of the Quarantine Reviews. Edmund reviews a song by Prong to find out if there really are no absolutes.
So got a bit of a different one for you this time around, for one very key reason. I am not sure how I feel about no absolutes. If you're unfamiliar with Prong, they started out in the mid-80s, went on to 97, broke up briefly and then reformed in 2002 and have been going on since. This album's from 2015 and I thought perfect opportunity to discuss it. And this wasn't what I was expecting. What I was familiar with in terms of their sound was industrial and groove metal with thrash influences. This album, with the exception of a couple of songs, is straight up thrash. And it's weird because I like thrash. Some of my favourite bands are thrash metal. But the thing is, some of these songs feel like they wouldn't be out of place on a Testament album. And Testament are one of my favourite thrash bands. I feel they should be one of the big four, not instead of Anthrax, but none the more for that. And I don't know, it just felt very weird. But Prong have always brought something new to their sounds. They've always experimented. So this could just be another in a long string of examples of them noodling about and seeing what they can do. So without further ado, let's get into the best and worst songs of this album with the title track, No Absolutes. Whilst it still didn't quite feel like Prong, it felt the closest to resembling what I was familiar with, whilst also incorporating the newer sounds. It's got this nice, cool staccato build-up at the start, and then it goes full force, and it really feels like it drives forth this message of you can do whatever you want. There's no limitations. The only limitation is what you set in front of yourself. No absolutes for you to choose. There is a truth inside of you. It's got a nice progression, it flows well, and that's the one I really dug when listening to this. It's the previous song, Cut and Dry, was what started making me warm up, and then No Absolutes really got me into this. In stark contrast is the song immediately after it. Do Nothing is wretched. I cannot stand it. It sounds like if you took The Kids Are Not Alright by The Offspring and got it into a car crash with The Cure. I hate this song. And not just because I can't stand The Kids Are Not Alright. Never been much of a skater punk fan as is, but that one really rubbed me the wrong way for various reasons. But that's not the only reason. The other key reason is, it is not what Prong should be doing. Prong should not sound like, well, it's like you take some of the slowness of The Cure, match it with the moroseness of My Chemical Romance and their tedious whining, and the chord progression, but slow it down, of The Kids Are Not Alright on the chorus. I can't stand it, and it should have been outright dropped. Like, it should have been dropped like a ton of bricks. overall, I would say this album, I'm going to give it a weird score this time around. I'm going to give it the score of I don't have a clue out of 5. There are so many instances of me thinking, oh, this is a cool track, but at the same time going, but this doesn't sound like what I'm used to from Prong. But none the more for that. If you're into Prong, you might enjoy it, you might want to throw it out the window. It might be their dirty secret, I don't know. I had difficulty doing research for this one. But with all that said, that's it for this episode. Not going to do an episode tomorrow. But with that said, that's it for this episode. Not going to do an episode tomorrow as that's my D&D day and I need time to prep. So next episode is going to be on Sunday. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, and hopefully this whole human malware crisis will be no absolute.